Hey everybody, I hope and pray that you're doing well today as we come to our word from the Word. And today that word is inattentive. Inattentive. Now that image of, kind of texting while driving, being distracted while driving, we know and understand in our society today that distracted driving, it's as bad, if not at times worse than drunk driving, because you're not focused on what's going on. I think about all the time. There's a common safety message we share at work, and it is stay focused on the task at hand. So, what does that have to do with Deuteronomy chapter 20? Well, I'm glad you asked. As we look in chapter 20, you find out that it's a lot of instructions about what happens when you go to war. Even how you deal with the people, how you offer peace first, and then if that doesn't work, then hey, you're gonna annihilate them. Especially giving directions as to what they're to do, who they're to kill, how they're supposed to handle the spoil of what they get, and those type things. But part right there in the middle, it talks about the soldiers themselves. And I thought that was very interesting, and you've probably heard it before. We see some of this even come true later on in Judges. And I mean, it happens in other battles, but we see it especially in Judges. And always love the story of Gideon. And you remember, as God is whittling down that army, he gives them the option: hey, you that are afraid, y'all can go on home, right? And so we kind of see the basis of that here today. So Deuteronomy chapter 20, let's look at verses 5 through 8 today, and that word inattentive. Then the officers shall speak to the people, saying, what man is there who has built a new house and has not dedicated it? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in the battle and another man dedicate it. Also, what man is there who has planted a vineyard and has not eaten of it? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in battle and another man eat of it. And what man is there who is betrothed to a woman and has not married her? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in the battle and another man marry her. The officers shall speak further to the people and say, what man is there who is fearful and faint-hearted? Let him go and return to his house, lest the heart of his brethren faint like his heart. Now, here's the thing. It's the idea that if you've got a new house, a new vineyard, or a new wife, you need to go back home. And if you're just scared and faint-hearted, right, fearful and faint-hearted, you need to leave as well. Now, why would that be? It's the idea there's kind of two things throughout this story, or throughout kind of this instruction. One of them would be in their culture. I mean, it's kind of like you start something, you finish it. The idea that you had started a house, but yet somebody else was going to come and live in it and enjoy it. The fact that you had started a vineyard and somebody else would come and finish it. The fact that you had been engaged to a wife, but had never consummated the marriage, actually been married. Then somebody else would come along and finish that or marry her. And so it's the idea of sticking with what you had started. So that's a beautiful picture to, hey, finish what you started before you move on to something else. The other thing is, because those that would be just plain out fearful, he says it would make the hearts of the other ones melt, right? They'd be a distraction to others. And let's be honest, if you're going to fight in a battle, would you rather be fighting beside somebody who is completely dedicated to what's going on, or somebody the whole time, like you're getting ready to go in battle, he's talking about his new wife that he can't wait to get back home to, or he's talking about his new house that's almost done, and he's talking about his new vineyard and what's he going to do, or he's talking about how scared he is and how afraid he is of even his own shadow. Right? Now you would be distracted by them, and then there's going to be no success for anybody in victory in the battle. Now, I do want to make sure we also understand that God does not need a large army. But what God does use is an attentive army. So God doesn't need, this huge army to win the battle. We see that later on in Judges with Gideon, as I was just mentioning. He doesn't need them because he's God. And he says he's going to deliver them anyway, but he still requires them to do some part of it. And so in that part, he doesn't want the wishy-washy ones. He doesn't desire for them to come in and then distract all of the people from all the soldiers from doing what needs to be done. No, he wants those that are not inattentive, not those distracted, but those who are focused on the task at hand. Those who are focused on the Lord, and those who are not fearful, but those who are trusting and having faith in the word of the Lord. And just as true as that is in a physical battle, and that's the context of what they're talking about, how true is this in spiritual battle? Right? Do you want to come along somebody who's praying and they have nothing but fear and questions in their prayer, and that's the ones that's supposed to encourage you? Do you want to go out and witness with those who are scared of their own shadow, or those who are distracted by all the things of the world? Or do you want to come alongside someone and grow in the word and grow in a prayer life and grow in a relationship with a brother or sister in Christ and go forward in evangelism and fulfilling the Great Commission? Do you want to do those things with somebody who is focused on the task at hand? Somebody who trusts in the Lord no matter what. I'm not saying that they're going to be perfect, because guess what? You're not either. I'm not either. But man, we'd be a whole lot better off if we would surround ourselves with soldiers that are focused on the Lord. Today, don't be distracted by what Satan is offering and what the world has to offer, but focus on the Lord. You'd be surprised how much better that battle will turn out. God bless you, and I pray you have a great, great day.